Hello, friends. Welcome to all of you for this Global Women Empowerment Sessions 2020. Today we have with us Neela from India. She will be sharing about the inner transformation through meditation. Yes, friends, regular practice of meditation brings miraculous, tremendous transformations in our life. It really shifts our life physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And meditation makes us more strong and courageous, my dear friends. So, start doing regular practice of meditation because transforming your life starts from transforming your habits. Reprogram all your negative belief systems and start practicing regular practice of meditation because all the successful people they have this positive strong and miraculous mindset. So let's all develop this positive miraculous mindset by practicing meditation regularly. So friends, under the guidance of our master Brahmashipita Mahapatriji, we started doing this triple one days of global goddess meditation circle with triple one feminine masters across the globe. So this Table One Global Goddess Circle is created to create this beautiful sacred space to utilize this wonderful group meditation and to send and radiate this love and compassionate energies to all the beings on this planet Earth. So before starting off our session, let's meditate for 2 minutes by connecting with all the higher beings. So I request everyone to please close your eyes. Now start observing your normal and natural breath. Now, let's invite all the divine goddesses' energies, angels, archangels, and all the higher beings of love and light. Completely silence your mind, my dear friends. Make your mind empty of thoughts. Surround yourself with the energies of all these divine masters. Let each and every cell, every part, every energy center in your body be completely filled with this love and compassionate energies. Let's now send and radiate this love and compassionate energies to all the beings on this planet Earth. May all the living beings on this planet Earth live happy, healthy, and peaceful. Let each and every person on this planet Earth become a meditator and a vegetarian for the highest and the greatest good of all. Now gently place your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds and you can slowly open your eyes, my dear friends. So I'm so happy to introduce today's speaker, Master Neela. She's from India. She started meditating since 2008. She's a mechanical engineering graduate and she did masters in English and she won black belt dan one in Taekwondo national referee. Taekwondo, she's a national referee. She's a singer, Kuchipudi dancer. She's an all-rounder, my dear friends. And she's also the Guinness World Record holder, one each in Taekwondo and Kuchipudi. And currently she's working as a logistics manager at Amazon.com. And she's a great meditation master, teaching and spreading this meditation in India and across the globe. We are so happy, Neela, you're with us today now. Welcome you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Sri Lakshmi, ma'am. I'm happy to be here in front of all of you. I'm happy to share, to be presented with the opportunity to share my knowledge with all of you, my wisdom with all of you. As ma'am is introduced, I am Neela. I come from a small town, and I've always been interested in things that are ancient and mystical. When I was growing up, my grandmother used to tell me stories about our yugas and dasavataras, and as such, I used to be very intrigued by those concepts. I used to question why things around us are not the same way as they were back then, and everyone used to tell me that back then it was different, but now we've entered Kali Yuga, and all of those are not possible nowadays. But if you want God's grace and if you want to have all those abilities, you must do pujas and so on. That's what I did till my 10th standard. Books are my greatest friends. I love reading books. I used to read anything and everything in the library, and I also loved music. Till 10th, I was only allowed to uh, pursue my studies and nothing else. Though I had this great love and passion towards arts, my family was very particular that I only concentrate on studies. That was how I was till my 10th standard. I was not, I mean, I was, my family was very strict. There was a disciplinarian society, so disciplinarian environment was all around, and I was not free to do anything I will. But then in the intermediate was then I when I was introduced to meditation and metaphysics. Till then I used to read all sorts of books, but I never knew that books on metaphysics existed. It was through my cousin Vishwa that I got to know the books on these subjects, and when I read those, it was like an entirely new shift. It's like a new world all around me. I realized that things that happened back then in the other yugas are also possible now, and there are people who do it all around us, and there are people who are doing it, and they're sharing the wisdom to everyone else, sharing the wisdom with everyone else. And my books were those books were Jonathan Livingston Seagull and Ramtha and so on. And she also gradually introduced me to various experiments that one could do, like seeing your aura by putting your hand out, and you can faintly recognize the aura all around your hand. And similarly, she used to teach me how to be in the present. She used to give practical experiments that we should do, and then we used to share the results. That's how it started in intermediate. And then in BTech, I joined mechanical engineering in an institute, and there, uh, whatever I was not allowed to do till 10th, till then, I was I was able to do it then. For the first time, I used to participate in singing or dancing competitions, and then story writing or treasure hunt, elocution, paper presentations, and everything else. And it was an entirely new uh, new environment for me, because I was encouraged, I was allowed to do everything else. And that was when I realized that all through till 10th standard I was so I wanted to pursue that. I wanted to try my hand at everything so much that with in that's my deepest wish. That was my deepest wish till I was when I was studying in intermediate, when I had the means to do it. Till then I only felt that I wanted to do so much, I wanted to try so much, but I never got to do anything. But in intermediate, when I was introduced to meditation, I realized that I could create opportunities like that by myself. And I got the opportunity to do that when I was in my engineering. So I participated in everything. I ended up winning most of the prizes, beat and everything. And then I also, by the second year, I started organizing those competitions that I was a part of in my first year. And by the third year, I was made the prefect of our college. Ours is the biggest women's engineering college all over in our state, in Andhra Pradesh. And then by fourth year, I proceeded to participate in literary events, and my stories used to get published in our college newsletter, that had branches all over Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. and I used to also organize many TV events and TV shows, and it was like a dream come true to me, because while I was able to do all these physically, simultaneously I was introduced to books like The Secret by Rhonda Byrne, The Art of Dreaming by Carlos Castanedas, and so on, and The Art of Sun Gazing by Hira Ratan Manik. And when I read these books, I used to simultaneously try and practice those. I used to try and do little experiments by myself to make sure that I was able to do it, and also to share the wisdom with everyone. Because we, being engineers, when we tend to show the results, when we tend to show what we can achieve, and then bring back the theory to it, that's how we validate whatever is possible. So that's what I used to do. Similarly, for my exams or maybe lab experiments and so on, for the 4 years, I got single experiment both internally and in external, for the internal examinations and the external examinations. And similarly, whenever I had an exam the next day, the day prior to that, I used to know what questions are going to come, and I used to share those with the rest of our batch. And these are a few practical examples that simultaneously happened when I was reading those books. Similarly, when it came to sun gazing, I was able to uh, go without food for almost, I used to when we, according to the art of sun gazing, we directly take in the energy from the sun, which we tend to do indirectly when we take food. When we take food, vegetarian food, it's a secondary form of energy that we are taking. What is actually happening is that the sun energy would be taken in by the plants, and we in turn eat the plants. So what we are indirectly doing is consume the sun energy. Here, via sun gazing, we could actually directly consume the sun energy without having to rely on the secondary sources. While I tried that, I could clearly feel inner transformation that has gradually come up. And while I was doing sun gazing, I simultaneously, my meditational experiences used to be tremendous. And that's how my 4 years went. It was a bliss, because it was something that I've always wanted to try. While this was one step, the other step was after I completed my engineering, when I got placed in campus placements, and later on I moved to Amazon. And at Amazon, it was again a different experience, because till then I was a student, and now that I was earning, I could do everything that I wanted. I loved the independent life that I was leading then. I did a lot of trekkings. I completed my masters in English. That was when I did my masters in English. And then down one, I that's when I secured down one black belt in Taekwondo. And I also learned Kuchipudi. Taekwondo and Kuchipudi I learned from my cousins Vishwa and Ishwaranaya. These two are the ones who are behind me. They guide me whenever it comes to spiritual topics, and they are the one who encourage me to try out everything, and they teach me deep mystical and spiritual stuff. And similarly, when I was with them, I used to experiment with things like, how would it be to float on water without any means? How would it be to be in, so we have panchabhuta in natures, right? Out of them, water and earth are also part of the Panchabhuta. And so I used to they used to make us float on water without any support. Usually when we put any object in water, it sinks. That's how it is usually. But in this case, they used to help us float without any support, without any additional means. That could be done by regulating our breath, and by becoming one with the water element. And we could practically feel it, because it would be as if we are floating on clouds. If we knew how it would feel like when we float on clouds, that would be it, is what anyone would say when we float. And then we used to experiment by burying ourselves in sand completely, with only this part open. And then even if someone would walk about many meters away, many feet away, we could clearly feel it, and we could feel the sense of earth. We know when we enter a vacuum, a meditative state, we feel as if it's vacuum. We could clearly observe and absorb anything that's going around us within our auric limit. that same experience could be felt when we are within the sand. And with the help of these experiments, if we could again realign or reconfirm that yes, we are one with the nature all around us. And then I also completed my soul coach training program in Life University while I was working. And I used to perform at various places like Katal and Bangalore, Pyramid Valley, and so on. These are a few, and I also started learning Carnatic music, which I was not able to do till then under Nihal sir. He's a playback singer and a music director, and and I also, while managing all these things, though I joined as an associate, I then gradually moved to being a lead and then a manager in logistics department. And it was last year that I decided that I wanted to pursue my career in music, and I quit working for Amazon and I joined A.R. Rahman's Music Academy. A.R. Rahman is a very prominent music director in India. He has also won Oscars for his film in back in 2006 for background music, and sound mixing. So I've joined his institute and I'm currently learning Western music from KM Conservatory, which is Airman's Music Institute that's located in Chennai. It's because of the pandemic that I am back here in Hyderabad. And this is a short intro about me. And I would like to share experiences about how in my life I was able to change, how I was able to transform the world or the environment around me by changing my thoughts, or by changing what's inside I could affect everything that was around me. Like I said, till my intermediate or till my 10th standard, I didn't have the opportunity to go to do anything that I want. My mother was a disciplinarian, as in she I understand, I later on realized that there was a reason why so and so has happened in my life. It was because of her encouragement that I was only and only into books, because I did not have an option to watch TV. I did not have an option to go out or play with friends as people of that age do, or kids of that age do. And like I said, I was not allowed to learn anything else. But I later on realized that it was because of her strict guidance or discipline that I was so much into books, through which I had, it was by reading books that broad I had a broad exposure to how things are all over the world. Because I've read classics, I've read most of Roman mythology or Greek mythology. Other than Indian mythology, it was back then that I read this. And when we look at these things, I also read Da Vinci Code or Harry Potter and Sherlock Holmes and all these. By then it was because I was able to do that. But that in later on I realized that everything is the same, let it be in India or internationally. Things that are There is a basic underlying principle that happens everywhere. It is the same everywhere, though it might seem different to us. The basic underlying thing is the same everywhere. And this was realized by so many philosophers, and this was realized by so many people all around the world. It was by Dr. Martin Luther King, or let it be Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, or Socrates, or Ptolemy, and so on. The philosophers and everyone, they had one thing in common. They all realized that any transformation is only possible, it can be done, or it is possible when you change, when you transform within. That's when it's possible to reflect the same outside and all around us. We have n number of books out there, we have n number of spiritual topics and books out there. But if you read each and everything, you will at one point of time realize that all of them point towards one direction, that is within us. And what other thing can be, what is the best practice that you could do, what is the only practice and the best practice that you could do to transform internally? It's nothing but meditate. And while we meditate, we gained we gained so much we gain that outlook about how to influence each and everything that's concerned to us, that's surrounding us, that's within us. Let me quote an example here again. uh, I had this deep I had this deep wish to be a part of everything, to pursue everything, and I didn't realize that I had the means to do it. So when I started meditating in intermediate, I clearly, in the beginning it was unconscious, and later on I consciously created an environment that would suit my requirements, which, which is moving to a engineering college that has extracurricular activities so much. I mean, it gives so much importance to extracurricular activities along with studies. You don't usually see those kind of things here in India, because we are always after IITs or studies and so on. But I was able to create that opportunity, and when I started doing it, I could sense a connection to nature, due to which I was able to excel in all of those. For example, whenever I was given a topic, say for example in story writing, I was given a picture where a plastic was strewn all over the beach, and I was supposed to write a story about it. I started a first sentence. I didn't know what all to write, which story to weave, but then it naturally came to me. I only knew the next sentence that I was writing, or the sentence that I was completing. I went on, and I don't know how, but the story got finished, and it later on got published in our newsletter. What actually happened was that while I was writing that story, it was as if I was surrounded in a vacuum, and I had no sense of what's happening all around me, the invigilators or the rest of the students participating. I felt that I this thought came into me, that what if I was the plastic? What if the plastic is speaking in the story through me? And that's how it proceeded on. That's how it proceeded, and the story came out as if the plastic is speaking to all of us. How the mankind in the beginning depended so much on it, and then later on how it turned out to be such a hindrance to everyone, but how it would be feeling in its place, and so on. Similarly, when a topic of inspiration through nature came for my drawing competition, I automatically started drawing, because I had no clue what I was going to do. But it flew through me. It gently guided me to complete that picture, and later on I won the competition, and it was as if a truth started coming out, and from the side fire, and the other side water and air, and with I completed with a pyramid on the top. And I a sort of poetic structures and poetic stanzas. I began writing those stanzas, where I quoted what all we can learn from nature, and so on. These are a couple of examples, and then I would also, and similar things or similar incidents happened. That was the beginning of it, and then I continued uh, observing or witnessing those miracles, and experiencing those miracles throughout until date. Even now, for example, I had to go to Chennai. That was where I was studying music. So I had to go to Chennai to vacate my place. It has been 7.5 months since I last came back to Hyderabad because of the pandemic. Our college was closed. I came back here, and then yesterday and day before, I was involved in, imagine the dust that would be stagnated all around the flat if you are away for 7.5 months, with everything, bugs and everything else there. I had to vacate it. I had to clean it, and I had to vacate it. And by today morning, I was back early in the morning. And when I came back, I realized that because of all that dust and everything, my eye got affected. It was completely closed. I was not able to open it. Only one eye was functioning properly, the other eye was not at all functioning. And I felt that, but I knew that I had this class, and this is an international class. I felt that okay, let me try and meditate. Let me see if it's even if it's barely open, if I'm able to function, I should be able to take this class. And that's the one thought that I had in mind. And here I am taking your class right now. And This is again the latest example for that matter. And I'd also like you explain how this transformation is possible by changing internally. We all know that transformation is possible within, and then it is reflected outside. But what if we could approach that through scientific means? If we know the science behind how it was possible, then it would help us reiterate it and amplify it to as it would suit our circumstances, right? So let's try and go into that. We all know that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. We all know that whenever a free falling body is dropped from a particular height, it would reach earth due to the gravitational pull. These are steady specific scientific laws that happen no matter what. I mean, all law, these are laws of nature that are sure, that are pakka, that happen no matter what, right? So, similarly, the law that enables this enables the law that enables what happens all around us is that whatever whatever we attract internally, whatever we attract through our thoughts, whatever we attract through our emotions, eventually eventually is reflected outside. That is one fundamental law that happens to everyone, that is applicable to everyone irrespective of whether they are a meditator or not. This is one law that is applicable to all of us. Those who have realized and those who have seen in first place, in first class, its effects, have successfully transformed their life. No matter what the situation is, they would apply this simple basic principle of inner transformation, and anything, and the result would reflect all around them. So how do we bring about that? The science behind it is this: we need to, so when we are exposed to a certain sort of environment or circumstance, right? We want it changed. We feel that we need to move on, we need to move ahead of it, and we want to bring about the environment that we require, that we want to happen. What we need to do is we need to embody, we need to experience, we need to live in that state of being that we'd be when the desired environment is all around us. We need to inhabit, we need to embody the state of being. And I'm talking about embodying it. It is not just thinking about something that we would want, it's not about feeling something that we would want. Let me give you a small example that was conducted in a heart center in California, Heart Math Institute in California. This They had three sets of people taking test tubes of DNA. We all know that our DNA is two standard DNAs right now. So they took test tubes of these DNA, and then they gave specific set of instructions for each of this batch. Batch 1 were asked to just think, just apply the thought that so and so is supposed to happen. Say, for example, the batch 1 only had thoughts in mind. They specifically wanted to influence the DNA, but not by thoughts. What they did was they they felt happy thoughts, like they felt joyful thoughts, they felt blissful thoughts. Okay, and they had the DNA in hand. And the batch 2, what they did was they uh, they felt happy. I mean, they could emotionally, they felt happy. This is just thinking that I am happy, I am happy, I am joyful, I am so and so. These people were happy, as in they felt and they experienced it. And they had this set of DNA in their hand. And the third batch of people, they simultaneously thought and also emoted it. They combined the thoughts with emotions with the DNA in the hand. And later on, these sets of results were observed, and it turned out that those who only applied their thoughts and those who applied only their emotions had no major change in their DNA. They had nothing. Their DNA was not influenced. There was no change in the DNA. But those who combined the thought along with the emotions, there was a 25% of change, 25% change, a transformation within the DNA. This was conducted, sir, for a period of not more than 15 minutes. So, from that experiment, we could see that if a 15 minutes of conscious thought plus emotions could influence the DNA present in the test tube, if then this was concentrated for only 15 minutes, imagine what we could do if we consciously not only think but also emote it, as in how what I mean, what is the difference between thoughts and emotions again here? When we think something, we just think something with nothing behind it. We have no emotions to reinforce what we are thinking. We just, it's like a chant, like, okay, I need this happen, I need to happen, I need this to happen, I need so and so to happen in my life, and so on. It's just like chanting. And when we feel something, it's like you are happy irrespective, you feel happy irrespective of what thought you had behind it. It's like something happens, something successful or something good happens in your life, you feel happy. So if you see compassionate, if you act compassionately, if someone treats you with kindness, you feel that joy. This is just an emotion again. But when you combine that happy or positive thought with this emotion, then your brain or your cells in your body will be tricked into believing that whatever the situation is being imagined by you right now, it is that is already happening to them right then and there. So they're tricked into believing that what you have in mind is actually a future event, that it hasn't come into occurrence yet. But when you simultaneously when you have that thought, whatever thought that it is that you want to manifest in your life, with the emotion, with the positive emotion that you would want, that how you would feel when that finally comes into your life, when you combine both of these things, then the cells of your body and the brain would be tricked into believing that it is not a future event, that it in fact is happening at that moment. And when they're tricked into that belief, they would as such start behaving, they would start vibrating, they would start reacting in a way when that event would happen, right? So when they start reacting or vibrating at that energy level, where uh, where the situation that you want or the environment you want has already happened, when they start vibrating at that energy level, it's as if your entire it's a mismatch between you and the environment you are currently in, because you are already in an advanced state, and your environment around you is lagging. So the nature or the universe and everything around us would simultaneously attract that thing to happen to you. And the faster the better, the better you convince yourself, the better you emote or embodify it, the better you have it filled in each and every sense of your cell that it has happened, or it has happening to you, the faster that outcome or that environment would come to you. This is how you practically do it. If you have to go scientifically, this is what you do. That is what is written in the Secret by Rhonda Byrne. This is what is shared by Dr. Joe Dispenza in his works, You Are the Placebo or Supernatural, Becoming Supernatural, and so on. If you clearly see, this is nothing but sankalpa. This is what you need to do in order to influence everything that 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 you'd want to happen in your life. And this is the science behind it, and this is what I've applied unconsciously before that, and subconsciously and consciously when I started meditating. And I've seen the results firsthand in my life. Because in my family, it's usually that I might have been married by now, had it been if I had just given in to what was around me. I never would have gotten to practice so many things, to be good at so many arts, if I had just given in. It was because of that underlying deep sense of feeling that I had, that sense of want that I want to experience all of this, that I'm able to do it. It was because of that I was able to work at a corporate company for so many years, and then it was through that I was able to pursue martial arts and also later on become a national referee, and not only learn dance but also perform it at multiple places. All of this was as if I had known that I might be at one point of time able to do all of this when I was a kid. I would laugh at it. I would laugh at it because I would find it I would find it that unrealistic. But because I was able to consciously apply this principle for me, I was able to attract similar opportunities and similar situations, and this was how I was able to change my life till now. uh, that is how it has been with me. And if you have any questions or if you have any further things that you'd like to discuss, I'd be happy to help you with it.
So let's have meditation. Later, we'll have Q&A.
Okay, sure. Okay, let us meditate for a few minutes now, and then we can go ahead and have our question and answer session. I'd be playing a music for you all, and
You can sing. You can guide us with beautiful singing.
yes, I'll also guide you along with it. Okay, all of you, please sit in a comfortable position, clasp your hands, clasp your legs, and try to relax in a normal position and close your eyes. Close your eyes and gently observe your normal flowing breath. Please incline your head a few degrees above the one above the standard straight line that it is. Observe your deep normal flowing breath. Relax each and every cell in your body. Let the energy, the cosmic energy, flow through you. Let it replenish each and every cell. Let the flow of energy gently encompass you. Each and every cell of your body is quenching its thirst for this divine cosmic energy. It's reveling in its energy. Experience it. Experience the flow. Let it lull you into a deeper and deeper meditation state. Let's go deeper into the meditation state, and gradually you might notice that the The breath that was supposed to go down your throat and into your lungs and into your navel is now traveling in the opposite direction. You might notice that the breath you're taking in is absorbed and going to your forehead region, to the third eye region. If you experience any pains in certain areas of your body, it's because the energy you're taking in is cleansing your realize and believe that everything is in your hands. All the power is within you. You are a part of this creation. You are this creation. You are the universe all around you. And since you are part of this creation, you cannot be different from it. Because you are the universe, you cannot be different than it. We all know that when we seek something, we pray for it. We pray for something else to happen in our life. We beckon to some outer being for it. But when we are not apart from that universe, when we are the same as the entire universe, we might as well seek it ourselves. All we need to do is believe in ourselves. Continue to meditate, my friends. Become one with the universe and feel it and experience it through all your energy bodies. And I'll simultaneously sing a song for you. Please don't open your eyes. I'll be singing a song for you. Don't open your eyes. Relax and continue to listen to my voice. ఎట్టాగయ్యా శివ శివ నీవన్నీ వింత ఆటలే పుట్టుక చావు యాతన నూరాసే నుదుటి రాతలే నింగి నేలందరికొకటే వందాలోచనలెందుకు బంధియే ప్రతి మనిషి బంధాలోని బాధకు మోదమొకటే వేదనొకటే జనులకే జగతిలో ఎట్టాగయ్యా శివ శివ నీవన్నీ వింత ఆటలే పుట్టుక చావు నడుమన మావన్నీ ఎదురు ఈతలే దయ చూడు శివ శివ లీలా శివ శివ భోలా శంకరుడా నీవే శంభో శివ శివ సంభా శివ శివ చూపించు నీ కరుణా ఎట్టాగయ్యా శివ శివ నీవన్నీ వింత ఆటలే పుట్టుక చావు నడుమన మావన్నీ ఎదురు ఈతలే Understand that whatever has come into our life has not only come because of our own creation, it has also come to test us, and it has also come because we have the power and the solution to overcome it. It wouldn't come to us unless we are capable of going beyond it. It is a test of our test given to ourselves by us for us to prove our prowess. It is here so that we come out of it as a statue, as a shilpa, while we have been like a rock. These situations have come to mold us. Let us embrace our sense of creation. Let us embrace our oneness with nature. Let us acknowledge our capabilities. Let us acknowledge, embrace, and apply them. Let us come out of the victimhood. We are neither the victims nor the perpetrators. We are the creators. Let us do this by observing, feel it subconsciously that with whatever may come to us, we have the power to disengage ourselves from it and observe it. Let's have the observer effect on whatever it is that might happen to us. Let us gently disengage ourselves from it. And when we realize, and when we get to do it, we no longer will have an influence on you because you are simply the observer. You are no longer the victim nor the perpetrator. You are something beyond it. You are something beyond the identity. You are all encompassing. You are one with your friend, and you are one with your enemy. You are one with the thing you love the most, and you are one with the thing that you despise the most. Because you are everything that's around you. And verify the deepest wish within you. Each and every cell in your body loves you. Everything is here to do your bidding. They have such utmost love towards you. They are relentless. They relentlessly work for you to have you function. Reciprocate this deepest love back to yourselves. Acknowledge, communicate, and you can feel a surge of joy that each and every cell is experiencing because you have finally acknowledged them. Okay. Gradually, gradually. Now that you've felt a sense of that creatorship, come back, come back to your sense of now. Gently take your palms and place them on your eyes. Observe, observe the sensation. Observe the interaction between the cells of your palm and your face and eyes. Observe and experience it for 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Open your eyes looking at your hands. Look at your hands and open your eyes. Okay.
Thank you so much, Neela,
Thank you, ma'am.
for this amazing session. Really, yeah, I'm so happy and so great to know about you and so many things about you. Such a true inspiration for youth and for everyone. I'm so happy. I didn't know about you like you are like black belt, like you won black belt and you are a singer, Kuchipudi dancer, Guinness World Record holder, whatnot. Wow. So how is it possible and how like how you manage time or how you make time to achieve these many things in your life?
Sure, ma'am. It was actually so much fun while doing it because I was working while I was trying to manage all of these things. I back then I used to support for US, and so I had night shifts. So it was almost like I used to work at the nights, and in the morning I used to get maybe 1 or 2 hours of sleep, and then I used to go rush to the stadium or train with my master, my Ishwaranaya, and that was how it went on for a few months. And then later on, whenever I had any tournaments or whenever we had to do national referee, we had to go to Bangalore or other places where we'd need to train. And similarly, when it was for trekkings, I used to work overtime for a few days and then take leaves. And there were many times when I had to perform classical. It was we had to perform in the night at a, say for example, near Vikarabad Life University. My office would be in the morning, so I used to come laden in all that classical attire with all the ornaments, go to the washroom and then clean myself up and then come and work. It was so much fun while doing it because I was doing what I used to love.
Wow. Like hard work, commitment, and passion, right? These are the three things we need to learn from you.
Um,
Yes. So we received a couple of comments.
yeah,
Very beautiful, amazing. So one wonderful wisdom sharing session and meditation as well. Thank you, madam.
thank you.
Please share what was the feeling when you achieved Guinness World Record.
Uh, what was my feeling? I felt that I've always used to watch shows like Ripley's Believe It or Not and Guinness World Record growing up. I used to feel that was something impossible, that is something unachievable. Maybe it's only possible for those somewhere who live on the other side of the world. That was what I had in mind. But via my cousin, I got presented with this opportunity where we need to continuously perform Pumse for n number of times with relentlessly. We need to do it continuously without a stop, and they'd record it, and then it would be sent over to UK, and they'd review it and decide whether so and so will be eligible for the record or not. And so that made me very immensely happy that I was able to achieve it. But at the same time, I felt that not only that, it's the same for Kuchipudi as well. We had to perform a certain song for a number of times continuously, and that would be taken into consideration whether they are able to do it perfectly or not. I felt immensely happy. I felt immense gratitude towards my teachers, because it was through them that I was able to attempt something like that. It was because of their training, because we had to train so much. If we are able to if we should perform something a particular day, it's not possible to just come that day and do it. It's because of the practice. So I was trained well, and that was I was able to do it well. So I felt immense gratitude towards my teachers.
Wow. So yes, gratitude to Vishnu and Ishwar ji. Really, they are true inspiration for many youngsters. And so, what is your message for youth? Any tips? Because of this pandemic, youth needs a lot of what you call, they need a lot of mental strength, right? So they don't know what is happening. So please give us your valuable message to youth.
Sure. I'd say this pandemic can be viewed not only as if it's something that you can't get out of. It is at the same time, why not look at it as the time or the opportunity given to you by the nature to pursue whatever you want? Because yes, you would feel very stressed out whenever you go ahead and think that what if I'd be affected it by it, what if I'm not able to do something I want to do because of it. But you could also, it's in our hands. We can we can just alter it to whatever we need it to be done. Because if you concentrate on how you might be affected it by it, it's what you are attracting. Because you attract things that you give attention to, right? If you give attention to something, that ultimately comes back to you. So pay attention on how this is an opportunity to do whatever you want. Because most of us, I've come across people who now are able to spend time with their family or pursue things that they've always wanted to do. Earlier they had to go to office, rush to office, or rush to their college and so on. Now you have everything online, so the rest of the time is yours to do whatever you like. That's why online classes are here. There are martial arts classes going on, dance, music, instrumentals, and then art, painting, and everything that's out there. All you need to do is enroll yourself, and you can it feels like you can enjoy a lot. That's what I've been doing for the past 6 to 7 months. I understand that many lives are lost and so on, but it's in your hands how you want to see it you can as well, you might as well enjoy it. We never know when we again I while we are students, while we are in college, I know each and every one of us dreamed of a time when we do not have to go attend something. It's like, array, what if we had n number of holidays with no, and imagine how much fun would it be. It might be a fun thought that might have come to each and every one of us. It's actually come. Yes, it's come in a different attire, it's come in a different way, but it still has come. It's in our hands. So have fun.
Hmm, yes. So you made manifestation super fun and super easy in your life. You're just playing with the life.
That is
Because
all.
it's not a joke to achieve these many things like being nation referee, teaching dance, working in the prestigious company like Amazon. Wow, how many things you have achieved. Really true inspiration, Neela. I didn't know about you till I listened to your class now. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
And so, is there any food that you follow during this time? Like
uh, okay, sure. Is it this time or whenever when I was
when you are achieving, like when you're participating in this, during that
irrespective?
process of training, during the process of training, I think so.
Okay, I was we are all vegetarians. That is one thing, and we used to take in a lot of protein food. And one more thing is, people are usually under the impression that we need to eat very less whenever we are straining ourselves physically. But it's the opposite. We were encouraged to eat a lot so that we could again train a lot.
Mhm.
Mostly we used to consume food, lots of food during the sunrise. This is something that we all know already, but it's that the digestive system is directly proportional to the sun, or
Biological rhythm.
biologically, yeah, sunrise and sunset. So we used to consume lots and lots of food early in the morning, and we used to make sure that it has a lot of ghee in it.
Oh,
And whenever anything is cooked, we need to consume it. This is as such not a rule, but this is the best as per Chanakya and our ancient philosophers, scientists who have experimented with food. It's clearly written that whenever we cook our food, whenever we cook anything, it's best if cooked in clay pots, and it should be consumed within 45 minutes. It was around that time that we got to know this subject, so that was in implementation when we did this training as well. So we used to consume within 44 minutes, and then had lots of food around. This was somewhere around 6 a.m. in the morning. Anything, we could eat anything. And then by afternoon, the quantity is even lesser than compared to that. And in the night times, after sunset, we never used to consume anything. It's like no food after sunset. And we also used to take in raw vegetable juices, and kajura, what do you call, dates, and
yes, yes.
groundnuts that are soaked in water, and things, and protein food like that.
Okay. Thank you so much. Definitely, we need one more class from you. We'll organize your class for all the youngsters here in UK and USA. So
Thank
please do take one class for the not only for youth, your wisdom sharing, like your practical experiences need to be shared with everyone. So I'm so happy to know you once again. Thank you so much, Neela. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much, ma'am.
Yes. So, friends, hope you all have enjoyed today's session by Master Neela. And literally, I got truly inspired with her achievements. And yeah, thank you all for joining today's session. Let's connect with one more master tomorrow. Until then, signing off. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Yes.